Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I have another commentated VGC 14 battle for you all. Once again, I'm really sorry I have not been around as much as I would like to. Obviously, I'd love to post daily content, but recently life has been rather overwhelming with my internship with JP Morgan. I've actually cut in more work in the past week than the first week that I started out, so that obviously comes first. And I have been preparing really hard for VGC Nationals as well, which is taking place just this upcoming weekend in Indianapolis, Indiana. Obviously, I have my invitation to Worlds already, but I still really want to do well, especially because the entire tournament is going to be live streamed. If you don't follow Pokemon's Twitch channel already, definitely check them out at twitch.tv/Pokemon. They'll be streaming all the high-quality matches, I believe, starting Saturday afternoon, and all the finals, of course, on Sunday. I would really love to make it back on stream after losing on it last year, and it would really mean a lot to me. But, you know, I've been practicing hard. I have my Worlds invite already, so obviously the tournament's not that much, you know, of a pressure tournament for me, but I'd still love to perform well, and winning a third title would be absolutely crazy, but we'll see how that goes. Also, the June international results were recently just released, and I did pretty well. You know, I finished 3rd in America, 3rd in the US, 4th in North America, and 16th overall in the world, out of about 11,000 players. So, I was pretty happy about that because I was testing a couple of things for US Nationals. Definitely let me know how you guys did in the comments below because I am curious. It was a great VGC tournament, great way to get some practice in, and after Nationals, I'll probably be posting a ton of battle videos I had in that tournament since I had a lot of good games. But anyway, I've been talking a lot. Let's finally get into this game. Today I'm playing against yoshiller. He's actually a YouTuber with over 40,000 subscribers. He does a lot of Nintendo stuff, but not as much Pokemon stuff, and definitely not VGC stuff. But a mutual friend of ours, Sefazong, contacted me, and he said, hey, my friend's interested in battling you, and, you know, he's a pretty well-known YouTuber, so I decided, you know, why not? And for anyone asking, I will be taking battle requests in the near future. If you guys do want to battle me, probably right after US Nationals, I'll do a stream or something like that. So follow me at twitch.tv/KitKatAZ in the description below if you don't already. But anyway, he contacted me, and I said, of course, you know, I'll do the battle. We'll see how this plays out. I wanted to test a bunch of new things. As you see, I am using Aerodactyl Charizard, which is actually Charizard X, Scizor, and Rotom Wash. Now, when I got into Team Preview against yoshiller, I really had no idea what to expect because he had the 4 Pokemon you see there, along with Shedinja and Zoroark. None of those Pokemon are really too bulky, none of those are really too common in VGC either, so I really immediately said to myself, man, I wonder how much this guy actually knows about VGC and the format. You know, obviously he brought Pokemon that were legal to it, but can you know, how good of a battler is he exactly? Because he is using this very crazy team of frail Pokemon, but obviously you can never underestimate someone based off their team. It's really one of the biggest downfalls that can happen in VGC, especially at smaller level tournaments when you say to yourself, oh, this guy's probably not very good, he's using a, you know, what seems like a bad team. But without further ado, let's get into this match. I knew I had to be careful, especially of this Shedinja if he decided to bring it, but my game plan right from the beginning was Aerodactyl and Charizard. I said to myself, alright, set up a Tailwind with Aerodactyl, Charizard gets a Dragon Dance up, and you beat his entire team, because Dragon Dance at Charizard X, at +1, sweeps through his entire team. There's nothing that can actually resist this attacks. Dragon Claw beats everything, Flare Blitz beats the only 2 Pokemon that, you know, Dragon Claw can't KO, which are the Sylveon and the Shedinja. And I knew that he probably would actually might use a Thunderbolt on my Charizard from the get-go. So I said to myself, okay, on the first turn I'm going to go for a Tailwind and Dragon Dance. That ensures that I outspeed his entire team right from the beginning. And I see the Sylveon Protect, so I say to myself, alright, this is an excellent start already. I do get my Tailwind up. But then his JOLTEON goes for the Thunder Wave, and suddenly my strategy is completely ruined. I did not expect that at all, and Thunder Wave is actually a really big problem for me because I expected the JOLTEON to carry a Focus Sash, so with that Thunder Wave, it means that my Charizard won't be able to KO him with the Dragon Claw if he is carrying that Focus Sash. So I said to myself here, alright, I'm going to try to break the Focus Sash by protecting with my Charizard and going for a Rock Slide. I do call the Thunder Wave correctly. Aerodactyl, however, misses the JOLTEON. Surprisingly, Aerodactyl under Tailwind actually faster than the Sylveon, and I'm going to do a decent amount there and flinch him. So flinch was good there, but I definitely wanted the Rock Slide to connect more because if I hit that Rock Slide, Charizard actually wins the game right here and right then. But I said to myself, alright, I'm kind of getting worried now. I kind of have to conserve the Charizard if he does have the Shedinja in the back. So I'm going to switch out the Charizard here because I know the Thunder Wave is going to come out again and Rotom Wash is going to be able to take that right away. And I'm fully paralyzed this turn, so once again, not able to hit that JOLTEON. 2 turns in a row where Aerodactyl has not been clutch, not been able to hit that JOLTEON, and I'm slowly getting frustrated now. I go for a Hydro Pump here, but I miss the JOLTEON again, and JOLTEON goes for a Sand Attack. So at this point, I'm just like, what is going on in this match? I really have no idea, and to add insult to injury, Aerodactyl, of course, fully paralyzed. And Sylveon goes for a Calm Mind. So that turn could not have played out any worse for me. I missed my Hydro Pump, Aerodactyl's fully paralyzed, he gets a Sand Attack off and gets a Calm Mind off, and now the panic button, I've pressed it, guys, because I've not been able to do anything to his team. He's paralyzed my Aerodactyl, he's stalling out my Tailwind, which ends this turn. He's got a +1 Sylveon now, which is never fun to deal with, and at this point, I'm just really frustrated. He even goes for the Discharge. I did not expect Discharge as his attacking move, but instead of Thunderbolt, it is going to be Discharge, and my Hydro Pump, of course, is going to miss again, and Aerodactyl going to be fully paralyzed. 2 turns in a row where my Aerodactyl was fully paralyzed and Rotom Wash was not able to hit Hydro Pump. So suddenly this game is actually looking really bad for me. I can't really, you know, I can see a way to win, but I haven't even seen the back 2 Pokemon, and his leads are absolutely killing me. Aerodactyl fully paralyzed, 3rd turn in a row, and at this point I'm just like, wow, I'm actually going to lose this game without actually even doing any damage. Now, I haven't actually given up hope yet, but it's been really frustrating. Of course, one of the marks of a good VGC player is not going on tilt, so I know I still have a chance of winning because I do have 2 strong Pokemon in Scizor and Charizard X in the back. But I need to KO this Jolteon. I really need to. I need to get rid of it because Scizor, perfectly fine. Dealing with the Sylveon, but I really want that Jolteon gone because he can Thunder Wave my Pokemon, obviously, mainly the Charizard X. He goes for another Discharge here. I was anticipating that and the Protect from Sylveon, so this plays out pretty well to my advantage here. If I were him, I actually would have just went for the Moonblast because he is at +1, but of course you never want to paralyze yourself. Hydro Pump connects here, does around 60% to that Jolteon. It was actually less than I expected. I was hoping it would bring it down to its Focus Sash, but that was not going to be the case here. So now I'm down 4-3. Luck's still not going too well on my way. Rotom Wash, of course, at -1 with accuracy, which is never good when you're using Hydro Pump. Here I'm going to Protect just to avoid any potential damage. He is going to go for the Thunder Wave onto Scizor, which I'm really happy to see because I, of course, do carry the Lumberry on my Scizor. I did go for the Swords Dance this turn. I was thinking maybe I should have went for the X-Scissor onto Jolteon just to KO it, but I say to myself, if I want any chance of winning a game, I'm already down, and I've got to get a attack boost up with either my Scizor or my Charizard. So that turn plays out pretty well, because I get the free +2, I don't get fully paralyzed, and Rotom Wash avoids any attacks. So suddenly this game is actually seeing, you know, I see a chance of winning here. I do go for the Bullet Punch onto Jolteon, expecting a Protect from that Sylveon. Even if he doesn't Protect, I know I can Bullet Punch it for a KO the following turn, as I go for the Will-O-Wisp onto Sylveon. He's not going to Protect here, but I know Sylveon can't do too much even at +1. He does go for the Shadow Ball, which wasn't surprised to see, but Scizor is pretty bulky, takes that relatively well. Even at +1, not able to bring it under 50%, so I'm really happy for that. Now, he brings in his Mega Lucario, and this is really bad for me. Of course, his team has been kind of really unorthodox, using all these crazy sets and moves that you don't normally see. So if he's not the standard one, I know I still have a good chance of winning, because, you know, maybe he just won't be able to KO me. But at this point, I'd say to myself, alright, if I want any chance of winning, I need Rotom Wash to faint here, I need to bring Charizard X, and I need Charizard X to KO this Lucario. He goes for the Extreme Speed onto my Rotom Wash, so both of our Pokemon's waste Protects there. Definitely a good Protect on his end, but like I said, I needed my Rotom Wash gone at this point. I need Charizard X to come in safely without taking any damage. Now, my only chance of winning here is, you know, I know I can safely Bullet Punch the Sylveon this turn, which is good, and he's probably going to want to close combat my Scizor, which is going to take it out, but I'll be able to Flare Blitz him for a KO. So I'm hoping that Charizard wins me the game one-on-one at the end. So that's really what I'm playing for at this point, after all the poor luck in the beginning of the game. Bullet Punch is going to go off onto that Sylveon as Cute Charm activates. At this point, I'm just like, okay, that shouldn't even come to a surprise to me based off his entire team. He does go for the Bone Rush, but it misses Charizard, so really dodged a bullet there. Now, of course, Bone Rush, if you don't know, I believe, only has 25 base power, but it is super effective on my Charizard. I believe it can hit, it hits 2 times 33% of the time, 3 times 33% of the times, 4 times 16% of the times, and 5 times 16% of the times. And of course, I am a pretty bulky Charizard, so had he hit only a couple of times, I think I would have been able to survive and end up winning the game regardless. But that miss definitely clutched me out. And here, he's going to bring in Espeon, which I was by far relieved to see because I know I can beat him with either of my Pokemon. Charizard here is going to be able to take out the Espeon with 1 hit. And I am able to win the game 2-0, even after all the ridiculous luck in the beginning of the game, missing a Rock Slide, fully paralyzed for 3 turns, Rotom Wash missing 2 Hydro Pumps. Yeah, guys. So, you know, from the beginning of the game, I had no idea what to expect, and that's one of the cool things about VGC. Even if your opponent's using crazy stuff, you are often caught off guard. You have to be careful about that. So really shoutouts to yoshiller for using a really crazy and unorthodox team, but for making it a really close match. I kind of wish the Bone Rush hit just to see how the damage would have ended up, you know, playing out in the game. Of course, if I were able to just get the Flare Blitz off, regardless of him missing, then X-Scissor would have been able to beat the Espeon. But either way, really good game. Really a lot closer than I expected it to be right from the start after I saw his leads. But, you know, surprisingly, a lot of crazy stuff can work in VGC. It can catch you off guard. You really have to be careful. And even though I got unlucky, I was able to really persevere. I said to myself, all right, don't go until too hard, because the game is never over until, of course, it's actually over. So with that, I was able to clutch out a 2-0 victory. I hope you guys enjoyed that match. Thank you once again to yoshiller for the game. Check him out on YouTube if you don't already. Of course, like, comment, subscribe if you don't already. And I hope you guys have a good weekend and a good Saturday night. All right, I'll see you next time. Peace.